We're going to talk about quiet and negative self-talk in under 10 minutes. Hi, welcome in. I am B. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, hi, how are you? How is your heart? I pray all is well. I really, really do. I really pray all is well. So like I said, today we're going to talk about quieting your negative self-talk in under 10 minutes. And I'm going to show you the exact method, y'all, to quiet your negative self-talk fast, even if affirmations feel fake and you've restarted 100 times and your confidence feels paper thin, all right? So I promise you, you can get there no matter where you are, whatever season you're in. You can use this method and it'll definitely help you get that negative self-talk under control, okay? So listen to this. You're not broken. Your brain is running old scripts. If you've ever felt like, why can everyone else get it together except me? It's not because you're behind. It's because no one taught you how to rewire your inner dialogue, right? You're running patterns that were never yours to begin with. So a lot of us have inner dialogues that are just negative, or we took on the people outside of us that might have raised us in our environments, right? We might have took on some of their words, some of the things they might have said, or how they might have been growing up, right? Or how you heard them speak growing up. You probably took on an identity or an inner voice based off of what they said. So it's okay. Nobody taught you how to actually think for yourself, speak for yourself, or just rewire all of the noise internally. So we're going to talk about that today, right? Your self-talk is making decisions for you. Every time you avoid a boundary, overthink a text, spiral at night, or shrink in a meeting, that's old self-talk that's driving your life. If you don't interrupt those patterns, they decide who you become. You have to interrupt them. You have to do the work. You have to be intentional, or else that's gonna be your life. A lot of y'all up until now, anybody else that negatively always saying negative things, or your inner dialogue, the default programming is negative, it's more pessimistic than optimistic, right? A lot of times that's who you become. That becomes your identity. A lot of times, if that's how you grew up, or that the stories that you might have said in the past, right, were negative because of the circumstances, that's who you end up becoming. You never take the time to rewire, to change it up, to switch it up, to step in when you and interrupt the patterns, right? Because once again, if you're not aware, nobody really tells you how, then this is just your default programming, right? You can't out affirm an activated nervous system. If your chest is tight or your thoughts are racing, your brain literally cannot believe anything new. You have to calm your body down first. We talk about this, right? When I tell y'all we have to breathe, you have to get to a space where you can start breathing and regulating. If you don't know how to do this, if you find your mind is racing, going 90 to nothing, you just hijack with thoughts, you can get on YouTube and you can look up actual like meditations, right? That'll help you. Breathing exercises that'll help you. This is something I had to do. Get in the closet. I would go in the closet. I would literally put my headphones on, y'all, and listen to guided meditations that help me regulate my nervous system. A lot of times when you try to, anybody meditate? A lot of times when you try to meditate or any of that, you might notice that you can't really quiet the thoughts. It's kind of, listen, if you don't get that brain under control, it will control the heck out of you. I'm telling you. So one way, like I said, if you get on YouTube and search guided meditations, breathing exercises, box breathing, you can Google that or search that on YouTube. Any of that will help you actually calm your body down and get you to a grounded state, right? And that's when self-talk can become more programmable, okay? So affirmations feel fake because you're jumping 10 steps ahead. You already saying, I am this, I am that, I am, I'm strong, I'm brave, I'm positive, I'm confident. A lot of times they feel fake because you don't really believe that, right? You don't need to go from anxious to empower. You just need a sentence that meets you where you are. That's what creates traction. All you need is one sentence, an honest sentence that meets you exactly where you are. Okay. Right. So, and you also don't need a perfect routine. You need tiny daily reps, one micro promise that you can keep, not 20 new habits, just one. That's how you repair self-trust without burning out. That's why we're doing the 31 days of keeping one tiny commitment to ourselves per day, right? We're slowly but surely working on rebuilding that self-trust, y'all. y'all. It's not about you saying I'm gonna go from being, you know what I'm saying, 200 pounds to 100 pounds in 1 week, in you know what I'm saying, in 1 month. No, it's about I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna make a commitment to actually just go to the gym, or I'm gonna make a commitment to go for a walk. I'm walking for 30 minutes a day, right? I'm gonna make a commitment. I'm gonna do tiny daily reps that'll eventually get me to where I'm trying to go. So just make you one commitment, y'all. And if you want to join the 31 days of one tiny commitment per day, we're almost done. But one thing about this is it doesn't matter when you start. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? I might be on day 23. You could be on day 2, day 6, whatever. It doesn't matter as long as you choose to. Maybe even if you want to do 7 days, you can say, okay, for the next 7 days, I'm gonna try to keep a promise, one tiny commitment per day for 7 days. That's all it take, y'all. One tiny promise. This is how we start actually repairing this self-trust without burning ourselves out. Some people get burnt out and then guess what they do? They quit. They say, me, that's what I would do. I would quit. I would restart on Monday. I would say, you know what? Well, it's the end. Usually I would say, well, you know what? We almost at the end of January, so I'm just going to start over in February. I ain't going to even try to continue through. I'm going to just start over next month. Anybody else do that? I'm going to just start over next month. And one thing about me was that in the past, right, I used to cringe when I looked in the mirror. I don't be the person that would uplift everybody else outside of me. My self-talk was trash. I could always, the way I show up online and motivate people, I could never do that for myself. I was just not doing it for me. I was not being there for me. I would get in the mirror and couldn't really stand the woman I was looking at in the mirror. How dare you live your entire life, a majority of your life, and your relationship with yourself is just terrible. And that was me always working on my external relationships, right? My relationship with my mom, my relationship with family, friends, my spouse, my husband, right? Everybody else outside of me, and my internal world was crashing. It was crashing, y'all. Right? No, affirmations weren't working. Once again, I told you, if you saying the affirmations, but you're not being honest about where you are in that moment, you moving too fast. You got to regulate. You got to get that nervous system under control first. Right? Or else the affirmations, they not going to stick. Okay? They're not going to stick. The change happened when I stopped chasing perfection and I started working on my emotional state first. Right? I had to stop chasing, trying to be the most perfect person, trying to be this and be that, right? Looking in the mirror, trying to find perfection, but the emotions just out of whack, right? I can't listen, y'all. You got to understand it's not about perfection. It's literally about progress. When you get that down peg and you tell yourself, I'm telling you, that is one of the quotes that I say. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about progress. One tiny commitment, one tiny step, one move forward, y'all. That's it. That's all. It's not about getting it right, getting it perfect. Yeah, we want to get it right, but it ain't about perfection. All right. So if you're tired of restarting, if your brain is loud at night, if one comment ruins your day, if you're over apologizing, over explaining, you have not failed. You just been using tools that ignore your emotional reality. Some of y'all don't your tools, like I said, your default programming, it's not good. It's not good. And it's not that you failed. It's not that it's anything wrong with you. And it's not that you're not capable. You just been using the wrong tools. Your systems, your internal dialogue has been, oh, well, I never finish. Oh, well, I repeat the same cycles. Oh, well, I'm a failure. Oh, well, all I do is lie to me. Oh, I don't keep my promises. Oh, I ain't going to do it. And it ain't going to work anyway. So I'm going to just quit. That's what a lot of y'all's default programming is. Your default self-talk is that. All of them words and worse. Oh, I'm fat. Oh, I'm ugly. Oh, I'm not worthy of love. Oh, all men the same, so I'm not going to ever find anybody that love me. A man will never find me. I'll never be good. All of that. No, you got to switch all of that up. So I'm about to give y'all a 4-step mirror method that I use. I'm going to give y'all this, and y'all write it down if you need to. Put it in your notes. Record me. Screen record me. I want you to do this. Is a 4-step mirror method, right? So listen, you're going to regulate. So you got to calm that nervous system down. I told you, you can get on YouTube. You can search grounded meditations, guided meditations, breath work, box breathing, any of those things. Regulate. If you can't do it on your own, I usually breathe in for and then count. Breathe in for a count of 4. Pause for like 2 seconds. Breathe out for 6 seconds. That's a simple. Listen, that works. Breathe in, count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. While you breathing in, you pause, and then you release. Let go. Push out. Breathe out. Y'all, that feels so good to just breathe. Some of y'all ain't your breath work. You just breathing. Some of y'all probably can't even breathe in and hold it. You got to breathe, regulate. Okay. And then we going to label what we're feeling in that moment. If you're anxious, say that I'm anxious. And if you need to go in the mirror, do this. You can either go in the mirror or you can journal. I'm telling y'all, journaling helps so much. I write so much. I have so many tablets. Listen, it's something about getting them notebooks and them tablets out and writing. If you don't want to write, use your notes app. Type it in your phone. If you scared somebody gonna look, whatever. Like I said, you can either journal, you can go in the mirror and label what you feeling in that moment. I'm sad right now. Look at yourself in the face and be honest. I'm sad. You know what I'm saying? I'm angry, right? And then we're gonna make a micro commitment. One micro commitment. That's all you gotta do. If you say it, oh well, okay, cool. Well, I'm going to make a commitment to just keep a promise to myself today that I'm not gonna spiral this time. I'm not gonna let my emotions dictate my decisions this time. That can literally be your commitment. Because if you're a person like me that used to let my emotions control everything, that is a big deal for me. That is a big deal for me to say, okay, you know what, this time I'm actually not gonna react out of my emotions. I'm gonna take some moments, some minutes to step back or seconds to step back and then react and then respond rather, right? That's a big deal, y'all. I was letting my emotions run everything in my past. I told y'all I was quitting everything because of my feelings, quitting jobs because my feelings was hurt, quitting a business that I prayed for, that I asked God for. I asked God for my calligraphy business, or I asked God to give me something that would give me time, freedom, and that could help somebody else feel good in that moment. And I was blessed with a business out of nowhere, and I quit it because I got in my feelings. I started comparing myself. I started looking at other people, and I had orders out the door, y'all. I tell y'all this all the time. I had so many people calling me for baby shower signs, wedding signs, gifts. I had the work. I had the money coming. I just didn't have the emotional regulation. I didn't have you know what I'm saying? My internal world wasn't there. My mind wasn't right. My mind wasn't right. And if your mind ain't right, nothing gonna change. You're gonna always let your emotions and your negative thoughts and self-doubt talk you out of your greatness, right? You can have a business, you can have all the great things, you can be making 6 figures in your career. But if your mind is not right, if your internal dialogue is jacked up, I'm telling you right now, baby, it ain't gonna last long. You're gonna quit, you're gonna complain. You're not gonna hold yourself accountable. Accountability, self-awareness, understanding, looking in the mirror and understanding what it is that you're doing wrong. Instead, you're going to blame everybody else outside of you. I know, because I was that person. Never was holding myself accountable. Always blaming everybody else for everything. Oh, it ain't me, it's them. Oh no, you know what I'm saying? I don't do nothing wrong. I'm just perfect. That wasn't that. I ain't doing that. It's them. You hurt my feelings because I'm Miss Perfect and you're not, and you're a bad guy. So I'm blaming everybody else. When a lot of time you gotta go look in the mirror. You gotta hold yourself accountable, and you gotta ask, well, what is it that I'm doing? What is it that I'm doing wrong? What is it? A lot of times, y'all, it's not them, it's you. It's you. Okay, y'all. So like I said, that's the first 4-step method that I want y'all to use. Once again, regulate, breathe, ground for 30 seconds, 10 seconds, however long you got, right? And then name what you feel and name it honestly. If you sad, say you sad. If you angry, say you're angry. Name it, right? You're gonna name it, and then you're gonna say one sentence that matches that emotional state, right? In that moment. I'm sad right now. I am anxious. I'm nervous. I'm bothered right now. Whatever it is you're feeling in that moment, right? And then make one tiny promise that you can keep today. Whatever that is that's going to help you get through that day. One tiny commitment. One tiny promise, y'all. This is the foundation of self-trust. A lot of y'all are capable. You don't believe that you're capable. You know why? Because you don't trust yourself. You know why? Because you don't commit to things and stick to it. That was me. You know why? Because you lie to yourself almost every day. I'm in a mentorship program, y'all, and one of the ladies in there with us told us at the beginning of probably like 2 weeks ago, we had a call. We meet weekly. She said that last year she lied to herself every single day. Every single day. And I know what that feel like. Cause listen, it's still sometimes I lie to myself, but I got the tools now. I know what to do now to get myself over that. Listen, I know how to get in that mirror and say, look here, you know what you said you're supposed to do. You got to do what you said you're going to do. Cause you know what it felt like to lie to you, to not show up for you, to abandon yourself. That don't feel good. It don't feel good when you abandon yourself. It don't feel good. Now the self-trust is broken, y'all. So you got to understand it. You got to understand if you're not keeping your promises and your commitment, the self-trust is not there. So this is the foundation to self-trust. I'm just telling y'all, if you talking negative, if you speaking negative, if you're not grounded and getting yourself to a regulated state, man, listen. So I need y'all to just understand that it is so important to be intentional about changing up your self-talk. The more you change up and pour into you and change and switch all of your inner dialogue from negativity to positivity, you're going to walk around boldly and confidently and courageous. I mean, you're not going to hide from things anymore. You're going to actually show up and you walk with a purpose and want to change other people too. Right? If you see people that's in the world and they mean all the time and they grumpy and they gripey, it's a lie. It's not you. Y'all gotta understand. It's not you. It's them. It is them. And I talk about this, all of these things, y'all, in my mirror mindset bundle. Y'all check it out. Check it out. The link is in my bio. I talk about this, right? Working on your inner dialogue, understanding emotion, having emotional intelligence. I have an emotional intelligence ebook and workbook in there that helps you understand your emotions and have empathy and understand that other people have problems too. You got to understand that a lot of times the reason people treat you the way they do is because of what they dealing with inside. And when you have that empathy and understand it, you will be able to respond differently, y'all. Not out of your feelings, not out of because your feelings hurt and me. That was me. That was me all the time. Shutting down, not voicing and speaking and articulating what I'm feeling in that moment. Yeah, we are adults now. We're not little kids anymore. We are adults. We should be able to speak and say what needs to be said. We need to be able to speak up for ourselves. We need to be able to have adult conversations. We need to be able to have the hard conversations, right? So listen, like I said, if you want the scripts, you want the mirror prompts, the trigger maps, the daily reps, I got all of that. Check it out. The link is in my bio, the Mirror Mindset Bundle. Check that out. I want you to get that. These are the tools and the systems that I use to rewire my inner dialogue. I still use them, y'all, daily. Sometimes y'all don't think the negative thoughts don't kick in where I be like, well, I don't know if I need to, it'll creep in where I be like, well, I don't know if I need to post today. But then you know what? Here come the positive, like, you got to post because somebody somewhere out there need what you got to offer. Somebody somewhere out there is struggling with self-doubt. Somebody somewhere is sabotaging themselves right now. And you never know what your post might do for them. So you post it anyway, right? That's how you got to speak, y'all. You got to listen. I'm not perfect. I'm not telling you it's going to be perfect, but what I'm telling you is this: you got to be able to use what your positive, you got to understand that you have the power. Use your power to shut down and cast down them thoughts, them negative thoughts, them voices that come in your head to get in your head and try to trick you out of your greatness. You have greatness within you. I promise you do. You are here for something. So let me tell you this right now. If you hearing me, you listening, you're here for something. You have something great within you. So trust and believe me. When them negative thoughts, when the enemy try to creep in and try to trick you out your spot, you got to come back with the good stuff. You got to come back. You listen. You got to come back and say, listen, hey, get behind me. Say whatever you got to say. Go on now. That's what I say. Hey, go on now. I don't know what you got up. Well, what's up? I don't know. I don't know what you got up now, but listen, you can't stay here. Y'all know I say that song, can't stay too long. Them negative thoughts, when they creep in, can't stay too long. Listen, I got to keep moving, baby. I can't stay here in this sadness and depression. I can't stay here with this anxiety too long. I know what that felt like. I know where that can take me. I know I can get it, the hole gonna go deeper and deeper and deeper. I'm gonna just keep digging deeper and deeper and deeper. We got to come up out of there, baby. You got to come up out of that hole this year. 2026, you got to get up out of there. You got to help yourself. You got to fight for your mental. You got to make sure you speaking and pouring life life into you. You got to understand that the devil, he wants you there. He wants you to go up in there and be sad and isolated and just run away from the world, run away from your business ideas, your dreams, your goals. No, you got to use these tools. You got to get yourself back into a positive state, a calm state, regulate, breathe, speak life into you, pour into you, and understand it's about progress. It's not about perfection. And we going to get there one step at a time. And I just wanted to come on and encourage y'all and help y'all today. You know, I thank y'all so much for tuning in. Check out my YouTube channel at Real Talks with B. Check out the podcast at Real Talks with B. And most importantly, like I said, what I talked about today was quieting that negative self-talk. All the tools that I use to get to this point are in my bio. Check it out. The link is in my bio. The Mirror Mindset Bundles got the tools that you can use to get you to this space, a calm space, a peaceful space, okay? A peaceful space, a confident space, right? I can show up with confidence. You know, listen, them thoughts gonna be coming. Listen, I ain't never boxed. I went to one boxing class, but I know one thing, you got the jab, right hook. Listen, when them thoughts coming, when they jabbing, you gotta come with that right hook every single time, baby. Every single time. We know what it feel like to be sad and depressed and just internal world full of chaos. No more of that this year, y'all. It's 2026. It's time to switch all of it up. And so thank y'all so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. Listen, before I go, I'm going to tell you this one thing. You already know. If you haven't looked in the mirror and told yourself anything nice today, I'm going to need you to go look in the mirror and tell yourself something nice because you deserve it. I love you, but God love you more. I'll see y'all in the next one. Y'all be sweet. Bye.